was on hand to guide me. Hey, give him a break. Wandering through the streets of West Philadelphia, nostalgia at the memories of his time here gripped my father. "Margot," he said, "you gotta call my old friend, Joe McGrath. He was my roommate when I was here, and he still lives at 41st and Walnut." Uh-oh. So here I was, alone in a new place, eager to find connections, to belong. So I called Joe, confident and enthusiastic. "Hi, Mr. McGrath. I'm Bill Shea's youngest daughter. I'm at Penn now." He said, "Hi. That's good." I said, "Yeah, we're neighbors." Well, there wasn't too much else to say to Joe McGrath. He didn't invite me to dinner. He didn't welcome me with open arms to the fold. I realized then that my dad's experience in West Philadelphia and at Penn belonged uniquely to him. They alone could not connect me to my new community. As for all of us, that responsibility belonged to me. So I set out to create and develop a place for myself, my community here at Penn. That began to happen on my first year floor. The residents of the 4th floor of English House embodied the real diversity here at Penn, a phenomenon much richer, more complicated, and scarier than any diversity training could prepare us for. I met Alp, Bear, Ashish, Kuza, Deshay, Sunny. People from LA, Kentucky, and Sri Lanka. Artists and ball players and computer geniuses. We lived side by side, came face to face with our many differences and with our similarities as well. While our different backgrounds and personalities, along with prejudice and fear, worked to tear us apart. Our experience as first-year students at Penn brought us together. We lamented about hometown loves, pulled our first all-nighters, argued about politics, and kept a running list of the most memorable quotes spoken on our floor. And with the security of friendship on the floor, we tentatively began to reach out to the larger community of the University of Pennsylvania. We discussed classes and organizations during the week and went en masse to our first frat parties, sticking together amidst the chaos, helping each other home. I remember, too, my first Christmas as a Penn student. We all left the campus after the finals to our homes in cities and towns across the globe. Going home was a little strange. Things had changed. And I think we were all eager to return to the community that we had developed for ourselves at Penn. But one of us did not return. Bear, an African-American student, had been murdered in his hometown. He was from Chester, Pennsylvania, a small town to the west of this city, which is struggling with all the problems of racism and poverty we find in cities across the nation and here in our backyard, West Philadelphia. So in sadness, we returned from the places we called home, and we sat together in the grubby lounge on the 4th floor of English House. We felt the pain as a community of students and of friends. The hurt of losing a classmate made me realize that the world that Bear was from, the world in which he was killed, was my world too. I am a part of it. As a member of this society, we are all a part of it, with its beauty and its horrors. It is a place that I need to understand, to be a part of, to contribute to. I owe that to Bear, a young man I did not know well, but who had been a part of my life here at the University of Pennsylvania. So I opened my eyes to the world beyond Penn and to the city of which this campus is an integral part. It was foreign to me, and I brought to it many questions. The university offered me an opportunity to understand cities and communities through the College of Arts and Sciences Urban Studies program. Yes. In my classes, I began to explore how cities developed, what made them grow, and what caused them to stagnate and to decline. Most important, I began to see how intertwined were cities and communities to the fate of our society. I learned of the intimate connection between suburb and city, Black people and white, new idea and old, Bear's world and mine. For economics, industry, history, and culture have linked Joe McGrath's and my dad's West Philadelphia, Bear's Chester, Pennsylvania, my hometown, Meriden, Connecticut, and all of the places that you come from. Here at the university, our undergraduate careers have trained us to interact with the wide world from the vantage point of this campus. We have learned to read thoroughly, to listen actively, to question with vigor in the classrooms and outside of them. We have learned that things that initially seem distant are interconnected. Our community here at Penn testifies to that. We sit together tonight, each of us an individual, with unique dreams, desires, strengths. We are also a community of young people, of students. Tomorrow, we leave the University of Pennsylvania officially behind. Alone again, we embark outward. Alone again, we embark outward to our individual pathways, to our destinies. Penn remains with us, though. Our community here will accompany us to the real world, a larger community, one that mirrors the complexity that we have discovered here at the university. That world may not exactly welcome us with open arms. We must prove ourselves. We must recognize our own role as an active, engaged, contributing member of this society. Let our choices, our actions, our commitment, and our passion reflect the understanding these years at Penn have given us. The realization that our future and the future of this nation hinges on cooperation, collaboration, compassion, compromise, connection. It depends on community. So let's go out there and create it. Thank you.
I am honored to introduce our distinguished graduation speaker and parent of a graduating senior, Mr. Bob Schieffer. Mr. Schieffer is a graduate of Texas Christian University, where he received a Bachelor of Arts degree in journalism and English. He's covered Washington for CBS News for the last 23 years. He's one of the few broadcast or print journalists to have covered all 4 major beats in the Capitol: the White House, the Pentagon, the State Department, and Capitol Hill. And he's covered all of the presidential elections since 1972. Mr. Schieffer has been the anchor of the Saturday edition of CBS News since 1976, the longest tenure for an anchor of a regularly scheduled network news broadcast. His peers have recognized his many contributions to journalism with many broadcast news awards, including 4 Emmys. In 1991, CBS News chose him as anchor and moderator of Face the Nation. We are honored that you are with us tonight, Mr. Schieffer.
Well, aren't you nice? And thank you very much, Margot. A wonderful speech that just came before me here. Members of the graduating class of 1993, Dean Stevens, distinguished guests, members of the faculty, proud parents and grandparents, surprised brothers and sisters, survivors of the Walnut Walk, you see, you didn't think we knew about that. And all of those who showed up tonight thinking Hillary Clinton was speaking tonight and not tomorrow. Thank you all for coming. We come here tonight to mark one of modern life's most significant passages. I don't know how the rest of you parents feel, but I feel like I just got a $20,000 a year raise. Well, it's an experience like no other. I mean, where else are we all asked to dress alike so we can sit through a speech on the virtues of individuality? But here we are. This is a very special honor for me. I cannot think, and I truly was touched when I was asked, because I can't think of a nicer thing than to be asked to say a few words on behalf of the parents when your daughter is one of those graduating. For a child, of course, this is every child's nightmare, No other time in history are all of her friends